Tonight, we are getting a better look at the terror caused by a single gunman who opened fire inside two businesses in Lewiston back in October. Transcripts for 911 calls from people who were in the line of fire that night were released today. In all, Maine's Department of Public Safety released transcripts of 51 calls made to 911 from just-in-time recreation and then from Schmenge's Bar and Grill. In the first moments after Robert Card walked into the bowling alley, dispatchers received a flurry of calls from people desperately asking to send the police. We now know that Robert Card had only been in the building a few minutes and had already left, but many people in the building didn't know that. One call came from someone who was hiding with others, including someone who was injured, in a room in the back of the bowling alley. They told the dispatcher that someone tried getting into the building from a back door, but the caller wouldn't open it, saying they wanted to be sure it was police they were letting in. At one point, the caller asked if the shooter had been detained. The dispatcher said as of that time, not yet, and said the caller shouldn't open the door for anyone. The caller could be heard comforting a person they were with. Several minutes passed, and then a voice from the other side of the door could be heard shouting, "Sheriff's office." At that point, the dispatcher told the caller it was okay to open the door. As the flood of calls continued to pour in from just in time, dispatchers began getting calls from a second location, Schmenge's. Many of these calls were coming from people who had been shot or were looking after people who were injured. Many noted that they didn't know if the shooter was still there because the lights had gone out inside the bar. One man called saying he was hiding under a pool table with someone who was shot. The dispatcher tells him find any kind of cloth to place over the wound and keep pressure on it. Then, 2 hours after the first emergency calls started coming in, long after the injured had all been taken to the hospital, came another call to 911. The caller told a dispatcher they might know the man who was in the surveillance photo police sent out, that they were concerned and didn't know what to do. The dispatcher then asks them if they have a name for that person. The response, Robert Card. A night of terror, heartbreak, and confusion. The specially formed independent commission looking into what led up to the Lewiston shootings was supposed to have its second meeting sometime after the holidays. As far as we know, it has not yet been scheduled. We, of course, will let you know when that happens.